Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, do I dare say spring has sprung? It definitely feels like it out there, and over the next 7 to 10 days, it really doesn't look like it's going to be cold at all. And that may put a nail in some of the ice fishing around the area, and we'll talk more about that in Todd's Tackle Tips. But as far as the bite is concerned around the area, a lot of people have been going out and having quite a bit of success as the pressure has been falling. You can see that the presentations have changed up to be more aggressive, and it definitely has turned on the bite around the area with the lower pressure. The lakes that produce walleyes up in the northeastern part of the state included Bitter, Waubay, Indian Springs, Antelope, Dry Lake, number 1 by Clark, as well as Opitz and Blue Dog. And then down in the southeastern part of the state, those lakes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Ponset, Thompson, Sinai, a few at 81 Ponds, as well as Whitewood. And then Diamond as well, but you have to sort quite a bit there. And then also Island and Twin. And remember, Twin is the trophy lakes. Now, what have you guys been doing? Earlier in the week, with the pressure remaining still a little high, flutter spoons were the way to go. And then the later in the week it got and the pressure started to fall, it definitely became a more aggressive presentation, such as from jigging wraps, ripping wraps, clam tikka minnows. Also, Northland puppet minnows seem to be working as well. All those presentations have been really producing some nice walleyes this past week. I also failed to mention the Missouri River. A lot of guys now are starting to get their boats out and hitting the river, and guys are doing fairly well. You got to move around to find the active fish, but again, jigs and minnows and jigs and plastics seem to be doing the trick. Then as far as the perch bite is concerned around the area, a lot of nice big perch being caught around the area, to say the least, and that's what you would expect this time of year. The lakes that produced perch this past week included Bitter, Big Stone, Waubay, Dry Lakes 1 and 2, Ponset, Thompson, Bullhead, Sinai, as well as 81 Ponds, a few at Island, as well as Scott Slough, and then also Beaver. Now, what have guys been doing to catch those big perch? A lot of guys are using tungsten jigs, as you would expect, or also drop chain lures like the Clam Speed Spoon or the Pilkey or the Haley have been working really well, tipped with live bait, small minnows, maggots, or even waxworms. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about ice conditions, especially this time of year. Folks, even though it just became the first week of March, we are dealing with many cases late season ice conditions. And with the warmer weather and plus with the ice-eating wind that we've been experiencing out there, ice conditions are changing dramatically. So the one thing I want you to keep in mind, you may go out early in the morning and you're getting out on the lake fine, no problems whatsoever. But those ice conditions that you're going to try to get out in the afternoon are not going to be the same conditions that you dealt with in the morning. They're going to change drastically, so plan accordingly. I honestly, if I was going to recommend anything, I would plan on walking out on lakes that are south of Highway 14 for this upcoming weekend. But after that, I think the ice conditions are going to be dramatically different. Especially trying to get out, especially on those lakes south of Highway 14. Now, those lakes north of Highway 14, again, I think another week or two will be okay. But truck traffic or ATV traffic is definitely, starting to come to an end here, especially across the north. So again, be smart. Make sure you have your safety equipment along with you that you would have in the early ice, such as your safety picks, your spud bars. Test the ice thickness. If the ice thickness, the ice itself is honeycombed, remember, that's not as strong of ice as what you dealt with in the early season. So again, use common sense, don't take chances, and drill as you go to test the quality of the ice that you're dealing with throughout the entire day. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd at DakotaAngler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you that as you can see behind me, we still have some ice fishing equipment out on the floor here at the store. And we are blowing them out, quite honestly. A lot of the shacks and augers, remaining electronics and clothing are at some fantastic prices. So if you're interested in those late season deals, stop on by or give us a call or check us out on the web at DakotaAngler.com. But don't wait too long, because at these prices, these deals won't be around for too much longer. Also, as I mentioned the previous week, we are also making room for our open water equipment. We have a lot of it transitioning right now as we speak, and we'll have more and more throughout the upcoming weeks. So again, if you're looking for open water equipment, stop on by and take a look at what we have on hand right now. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week, and again, thanks for watching, stay healthy, and folks, stay safe.